In today's episode, I'm going to share with you why aiming for a 6 or 7-figure business might be the wrong goal for you and how to hone in on the one that's the right one instead. Hey, I'm Michelle Reese, founder of the Align Agent Academy, where I get to help agents like you create a multi-figure business by increasing productivity and reducing the overwhelm. And today, I'm going to show you how. Hey there, welcome back. I'm so glad that you guys decided to join me here today because today I want to talk a little bit about how to set the right goals for you and what exactly your blueprint is and why it all matters. Now, I don't know about you, but I spent a good portion of my business and career struggling with things like fear and doubt and procrastination, even not feeling good enough. Now, the biggest one for me was imposter syndrome. Now you have to understand, I was raised in the real estate industry, and so I was always surrounded by super successful people. So when it was my turn to start a business, of course, I wanted to emulate them. Now, success leaves clues, yes, but if you're striving to build a 6 or 7-figure business, chances are you're probably not doing it in a way that's aligned with you. I want you to imagine for a moment that you have a photo of somebody on your fireplace mantle, and this person that's in this photo resembles the picture of success. What does this person look like? How do they behave? What are some of the key traits that they have? If that photo doesn't resemble you and how you like to work, chances are you're working with a bit of a misalignment, and that's going to have a really big impact on the goals that you set and your ability to achieve them. I like to use the DISC personality theory to really help people understand what their blueprint is so that they can start working more in alignment and less striving for things that aren't in the picture of what they want to achieve. So first of all, what is a blueprint? Your blueprint basically holds information about how you work best. What are your strengths? What are your work preferences? What's the speed that you like to work at? What are some of the key traits that we might see from you? Do you prefer to work with people? Do you prefer to work with tasks? All of these things, when they're brought together, really make up what's known as your blueprint. Now, the more often you can be working in alignment with your blueprint, the easier things are going to be. When you are striving for things that are not aligned with who you are, when you're trying to operate your business in ways that aren't a match for you, you're always going to find resistance. You're always going to find things to be harder, and you're always going to struggle. And when it comes to setting goals and achieving those goals, your blueprint is super important. So today, I'm going to take you through a little bit about the DISC theory, and I'm going to describe to you some key traits about each of the 4 personality styles so that you can get a better understanding of what your blueprint is. Now, DISC has 4 letters, D, I, S, and C, and each of these letters represent a personality style. D stands for dominance, I stands for influence, S stands for steadiness, and C stands for compliance. Now, each of these 4 traits exhibit a specific personality style. You're going to find some strengths, some preferences that might resemble who you are. So I want you to pay attention as I go through them. The first personality style is the letter D, which stands for dominance. Now, when we look at our dominant personality styles, what we're really looking at is somebody who's very decisive, very assertive, somebody who is a very direct communicator. If you were to have a conversation with a D personality style, you would probably start to sense that they just want to get to the bottom line of things. They're probably not really big into small talk. What you'll find most often with D personality styles is that they're usually typically involved in some sort of leadership role because it allows them to make decisions, it allows them to really get results oriented, and it allows them to be in control. If this sounds like you, let me know in the comments below. All right. The second personality style is I, for influencing. Now, our I personality styles are people that you would most often find surrounded by other people. They prefer to work with others more than they do tasks. What you'll find from the influencing personality styles is that they're very friendly, very talkative, very communicative. If you were to walk into a room, you'll probably spot somebody who's an I influencer because they're usually surrounded by other people. They are great entertainers, they're great at building connection, and that's one of their key defining traits. They like to feel good, they like to look good, and in turn, they also want this for the people around them. Our S personality styles are somebody that's really described by using the word steadiness, hence the preferred pacing of things. Our steady people are very thorough. They're very methodical. They like to take their time so that they can get the job done right. Another great word to describe our steadiness people is supporter. And that's often the role that you'll find them in. They are people that prefer to be able to work in a team environment, that like to support the goals of initiatives, usually not in the limelight, but they really are people that are great listeners. That's probably one of the key strengths of their communication styles. And they like to get the job done. They like to be very thorough. These people are great with follow-up, great at customer service. The last personality style is C for compliance. Now, our compliance people, as the name already suggests, are very focused on accuracy. They like things to be done correctly. These are people that are very procedure oriented, that like to be able to work with fine details. If there was a manual, they'd be looking for it. Our compliance people are very great with working with details, getting things done properly. In fact, their motto is a job well done is a job done right. So these are the people that you'll most often find really working with contracts, working with fine details, liking to set up procedures and order, and wanting to make sure that everything is done correctly. Now, that's a really quick summary of the DISC personality style. Of course, there's way more layers and depth to it. But just from what I've shared with you, you can already start to see where some of the blueprint material comes in. Our dominance people need to be set up with goals. They are goal-oriented people. Our influencers have to be working with people, so their role that they take on in the business should be more of the client-facing role. Our steadiness people are people that really like to work with process and procedures. They can stick through tasks for a long period of time because of that preferred slower pacing, which means they're probably really, really great at follow-up. And the compliance people are probably the best people to work with contracts because they like to go to the fine detail. They want to make sure that there's no stone left unturned, and they're very detail results-oriented people. So knowing these things about yourself is going to help you to get a better understanding of your blueprint. And when you understand your blueprint, you can set yourself up for success. It also factors into the goals that you set for yourself. And one of the things that I had mentioned, which was one of my biggest struggles, was really trying to emulate the way other people did the business. And that often left me in times feeling like I was an imposter in my own business. And of course, I was, because I wasn't working according to my blueprint. So that's just a really quick summary. Let me know what you thought about this below. Share with me some comments about what you feel your personality style is like and whether or not you're working in alignment. I hope you found these tools useful. And before you go, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll look forward to seeing you back here, same time, same place next week. Bye for now.